What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. David here, the Laptop Legend, and I'm making this video as a warning to everybody who currently has a lot of money invested in Dogecoin, but they're new to the stock market, they're new to the crypto world, and they haven't been doing this for a long time because I think there's a catalyst out there that could absolutely blindside a lot of people. Now, if you guys are into Dogecoin at all, you probably know that a lot of the recent run-up in price, especially in the last day or two, has been caused by the fact that today, I guess tonight, Elon Musk is going on SNL. And obviously Elon Musk is the biggest proponent of Dogecoin. He's been responsible for a lot of the increases in price. And I think the hype from him going on SNL, everyone expecting him to pump up Dogecoin while he's on SNL, is causing the price to increase right now just in anticipation of that. And I have got a big warning for you guys. There could be an absolutely massive sell-off when he gets off of SNL. And I'm not saying for sure this happens, but based on the history of the charts that I trade every single day for a living, I think it is a possibility that I just want to put on your guys' radars so you can make a decision with this information however you please. And again, I'm not an expert at Dogecoin. I make my living trading stocks. Yesterday I made $4,500 day trading stocks, and again, that is what I do for a living. So I look at these charts all day, every single day. So if you're just someone who threw some money into Dogecoin back under a penny and now it turned into, I don't know, $500,000 like someone in our Discord, absolutely insane. I'll throw that screenshot up so you guys can see it. It's absolutely nuts, man. And again, check out the Laptop Legends Discord if you want help trading stocks. Link is in the description below. But if you're like that person and you are not super into trading, then you might want to consider locking in even some of your profits. And again, I'm not here to provide financial advice. I'm just a creepy dude in my basement who sits here and eats Doritos all day. No, just kidding, I don't do that. I drink kombucha. But if you guys are a noob, please watch this video because it could save you tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, depending on how much you currently have in Dogecoin. So just hear me out, that's all I ask. Alright guys, so I'm here at my laptop and this is the chart for Dogecoin, and I just want to give you a little bit of an example of what the potential is to happen with Dogecoin. And hopefully this information will allow you to make a better judgment on what you should be doing with your own position. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just me, and this is my ideas. So I actually made a video about Dogecoin a few weeks ago, right here, when there was a crazy run-up, from what, 6 cents all the way up to 20 cents, and I ended up selling all my Dogecoin around in this area, and there was a little bit of a pullback, but then it just ripped all the way to 50 cents, and man, I mean, it definitely stuck. Now, I did rebuy on this dip right here around this 23 cent area, but the thing is, you can never time the top perfectly, and if you're trying to do that, you're always going to end up, leaving money on the table. I guess that's the biggest thing. But something that is always true, no matter what the asset is, no matter what happens, is that something that goes straight up always comes back down. And you can see here, it went up to 50 cents, but ultimately, after going straight up, it ended up pulling back and dipping as low as, what is that, 13 cents? Yeah, as low as 13.39. So, worst case scenario, guys, if you lock in some profits, you should be able to get back in cheaper on a dip at some point if you still want to be invested in Dogecoin for the long term. But I just want to put a few things on your radar that, again, you guys might not be aware of. So in the trading world, in the investing world, in the stock world, whatever it is, there is a phenomenon that is called buy the rumor, sell the news. And again, if you're not familiar with investing or trading, you might not know what this means. But let me read this to you. I got a little article here from dummies.com, just in case any of you guys are dummies, so that you can understand this. And basically, what happens is market stock traders buy on the rumor, meaning that they treat forecasts prepared by economists and analysts as though the event had already happened precisely as predicted. In other words, they build in the forecast to the price, creating the very high on the price bar that the news is supposed to produce. So if that sounds like a lot of jargon, bear with me for half a second. To sell on the news relates to the event itself. You sometimes get the seeming paradox of a price reaching a new high before the event and then falling lower immediately after the event, even when the news matches the forecast. Now, This is pretty crazy, guys, and this is something that may be counterintuitive to a lot of you, which is why I wanted to put it on your radar, because this has happened over and over and over and over and over. And I have one specific example of what happens when something like this happens, just so you guys can see the chart and mentally prepare yourselves in case this happens with Doge. So let me pull it up here. The chart is for Humble, HMBL. This is a stock I've been trading for a long time. I've made a lot of money on this stock trading it. And right around in this area, you can see this is the chart. And they announced that the CEO of this company was going on CNBC to speak about NFTs. And that was the hottest thing in the sector at the time. And you can see it didn't cause an immediate spike, but there was hype building up as this happened. And there was a gradual run up in the price. So this red line right here is where I bought. I bought at 266, and the price went up significantly from there. It went as high as 329 that same day, sold off a little bit, but then gapped up the next day, went as high as 353, came back down, and right here is about a minute before he went on CNBC. So what do you think happened with the price? Well, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. As soon as he went on, the price spiked up. I mean, literally, there was a huge flood in volume. Look at all this volume, guys. If you don't know what volume is, that's the amount of shares of something that are traded. So a ton of people started buying as soon as he went on CNBC. And I think we could see something similar when Elon Musk goes on SNL. I would not be surprised at all. I think we could see a very similar spike in price and a very similar spike in volume. But what happened was, A, he didn't do super great in the interview, and because of that, it saw an immediate rejection of that. So look at that, an immediate rejection. It immediately fell back down. And then as soon as he got off of CNBC, as soon as he basically said his closing words, they're like, all right, thanks for coming on today. The stock just went into an absolute panic, And look at this. Look at this. This thing, it dumped as low as 2.7, almost to where I bought. Now I rebought some up here expecting to spike higher, but I sold all of my shares at 352. So I sold everything here. I was all out. And this thing just went into utter panic. Absolutely utter panic. And you can see it really didn't see that much of a bounce. It tried to bounce, but it could not. And this is what we could potentially see the second Elon jumps off. So looking at the current price for Doge, I'm not sure how far it could fall because, you know, it's even more exponential than Humble was. I think there's the potential for it to spike up to $1 when he's on SNL. I'm not saying for sure that happens, but I think there's a potential for that. But I think the second he hops off, you guys really need to be careful because you could see a huge dump. You could see it dump down to 50 cents within a couple of minutes. And all I ask, you know, is that if you have your family's financial responsibility and it's all invested in Dogecoin, please consider locking in some profits because if you sell half of your shares or half of your coins at $1, that is the same thing as selling all of them at 50 cents. If it drops down to from 50 cents to 25 cents, that is now double what you would get for selling your whole position at 25 cents if you just sold half at $1. So please keep that in mind in your decision making. It looks like, you know, there's a little bit of a sell-off right now, but it had a nice bounce. And again, the thing about it is when you get a huge sell-off, there's typically a nice bounce. So if you get a ton of red candles, if you get a ton of, like it's trading in a range, he goes off SNL and all of a sudden it dumps from, I don't know, $1 all the way down to 50 cents. If you rebuy at 50 cents, you're likely going to get a huge instant spike like this where you can get some nice instant profits, which is something that I love doing. I've made a living off of buying panics. When you see stuff like this, normally when you see something like this, it's juicy, man. You want to buy that because it normally bounces pretty nicely. But in this case, the catalyst was over. It had no reason to keep running, so it just fell. And the next days got even uglier, guys. So you think it's ugly here. You know, the low is what, 2.7? Look what happened over the next week. It broke down to new lows. Panicked, broke down to new lows. Went into an even bigger panic, broke down to new lows, and went as low as $1.08. There were people who were buying up here at 350 who are now down 70, 80% on their position. because they didn't understand the concept of buy the rumor, sell the news. So again, I'm not saying this is 100% for sure what happens, but I wanted to put this on your guys' radar in case this information can help you to make a better decision. Because again, I know a lot of people have put a lot of money into Dogecoin, or maybe they put a little bit of money, but now it's turned into life-changing money because they never sold before. Please just consider locking some in. That is all I want to say, especially if you need that money, and that money could be extremely beneficial to your kids eating, or your wife having a present, or your mom getting something on Mother, whatever it is, man. So please just keep that in mind. Also, Elon Musk sometimes says stuff that causes big sell-offs. So you can see here, there was some hype for battery day for Tesla, but then he ended up saying that, you know, this affects long-term production, especially yada, yada, yada. What we announce will not reach serious high-volume production until 2022. So he said something that wasn't what was expected for Tesla, and it caused a 5.6% sell-off, which for Tesla is a lot. And a similar thing happened when he went on the Clubhouse interview. He was talking about what is it, Bitcoin a lot, and he said, you know, he wished he had gotten in it earlier. But then when he went and talked about Dogecoin, yeah, I'm late to the party, but I'm a supporter of Bitcoin. But then when he started talking about Dogecoin, he basically didn't seem particularly attached to it beyond the comical nature. And there was a small drop-off in Dogecoin's price. So we're banking on him saying something crazy good about it, but what if he doesn't even say something good about it on SNL? What if, I mean, he mentions it a little bit? I don't know. So it's not even guaranteed to spike during SNL, but I feel like there's a pretty decent chance it sees a sell-off after he gets off. So I just wanted to put this on your guys' radar so you can make whatever decision you want to make with it. Hopefully you find this information helpful. I just don't want some of you guys to be buying, you know, the equivalent of right here and then getting caught in a huge, huge sell-off like that. So that is all I ask. Please be careful. I guess I want to show you this chart real quick from the other day. I guess from Friday. This was a great short, but you can see when you get a chart that panics like this, you typically get a pretty nice bounce at some point. So, you know, you buy here at 64, bounce all the way up to almost 80, you know? So we could see something like this where you get a ton of red candles in a row on Doge, and then it sees a really nice, easy bounce. So I would say look for that if it can happen after SNL. That's what I'm going to be looking for because to me that is the easiest, most guaranteed way of having a profitable investment or trade, whatever you want to call it, in Dogecoin. So hopefully you found this video helpful, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.